morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. This is the day that the Lord has made. We are going to rejoice and be glad in it. I am coming to you via audio. I am the Reverend Mrs. Dewana, and I am co pastor and a hospice chaplain. And I greet you today with Jesus' joy just to give you some words of encouragement to lift your spirit up, to get you up out of that bed, to put some pep in your step, and just open your eyes to hope and comfort today. So today, I'm going to read two scriptures to you. The first is coming from the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 28. And we know that for all those who love God, all things work together for good for those who are called according to his purpose. In other words, you know this, man. And the other one is coming from the book of Isaiah. It's chapter 3, verse 10. Say to the righteous that it shall be well with you, and they shall eat the fruit of their deeds. In other words, look at God. And then I'm going to give you Psalms 37 at the end because it is a powerful 40 verses, a song written by David that speaks to the prosperity of the righteous, God's property, and the ultimate triumph of those who trust in God. You just got trust. You have to trust and believe that it's going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. So the title of the message for today, and I was inspired by this woman named Julian of Norwich. It's a Julian of Norwich, a 14th century English anchoress and mystic. And I was inspired by her writings. So here we go. But I didn't take her thing. I just was inspired by her writings. So I flipped it and said, all shall be well, all is well, and in everything, all is well. All is well, all shall be well, all is well, and in everything, all is going to be well. Amen. And may the Lord add a blessing to the reading and the hearing of his word. Well, this message today is a focus on finding your strength in those dark, difficult times, recognizing blessings in those dark, difficult times, and trusting in a positive future in those dark and difficult times. This is a switch to turn the light bulb on and seeking heaven it, for guidance, courage, and a renewed sense of purpose. This is a message of hope today and reassurance today, particularly in times when you find yourself going down those dark valleys. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. You will give me the resources that I need to get through that. This is a famous line that I switched from the writings of Julian of Norwich. Like I said, she's a 14th century English anchoress and mystic. It appears in her book, Revelations of Divine Love, where she recounts her visions of Christ. In her phrase, it is often interpreted as a message of hope and assurance, suggesting that despite suffering and sin, that God's love will ultimately show up and be available to you. Mother Julian's writings and beliefs are uh, very superb in optimism. 600 years on later, they still speak to us today. I want my writing to be like that. I want Rise and Sunrise to continue onward. So it'll touch generations and generations and generations and families and women and ministry and men and ministry. I just wanted to continue onward. That would be a part of my legacy. So as I rise today, as I was writing this message to you to send out to the universe, I have made up my mind that I am going to speak with optimism, expressing a hopeful and confident attitude. Even when I'm facing stuff that keeps going on, the challenges, it's not about denying it, just overlooking them and deleting them because they are there, but rather about believing in the possibility of positive outcomes and focusing on the solutions. To dream the impossible dream. This involves using positive language. I'm going to reframe the situation in my mind, body, and spirit, and I'm going to focus on actions that can lead to improvements. Instead of saying, this is impossible, let's try today to say, this is a challenge. Yes, it is, because I'm recognizing it, but let's find a way to make it work. You see how I changed that around? I took it out of the old woe is me to the uprise. Focus on what can be done rather than dwelling on what went wrong. For example, instead of saying, we failed, throw in the towel. No, we're not going to do that. We learn a lot and we can learn a lot and can apply those lessons we learned in that. These are action oriented words. Take that. We're going to go back to the classroom and revamp this. I've learned some things and now I see I was blind, but now I see. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound, who saved a wretch like me. I once was lost. The light bulb I couldn't see, turned on, paid the light bill. Now I can turn on the light and I can see. Instead of seeing setbacks as failures, we need to view them as opportunities for growth and learning, because this will allow for a focus on opportunities. See, half of the problem, a lot of times when we speak down and we speak depression, we speak doom and gloom, it's because we haven't learned the tools to speak up. But maybe we didn't learn optimism in our households because there was always something going on. There's a blessing when you don't let your children get involved in adult conversations, because adults talk about trying to fix things and just trying to live the life, and the children are supposed to just live the life of security. They're not supposed to be sitting there with the parents and the other family members trying to listen to their conversations about how to fix it. They need to have a life of security, knowing that all is well. So let's talk about Jesus. If you go from from Genesis to Revelations, Jesus demonstrates both a realistic view of human limitations and an optimistic outlook for the future, particularly in the context of God's plan. While acknowledging the reality of sin and human failings, Jesus himself also emphasized hope, forgiveness, and the transformative power of faith in God. He encouraged his followers to have joy, to find the hope in God's promises, and trust in his ultimate victory. Let's not overlook Psalms 23, verse 4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I would not fear any evil. That rod and staff is there to comfort me. In today's time, the rod and staff are your resources, your doctors, your nurses, your therapists, the bus driver, the lawn care person, the housekeeper, anybody that's doing service for you. Your provider care, that's your resource. God is your source, and he gives you the resource because you went to the source to get your help. You understand? The teachers, the maids, the cooks, the person that opens the door for you to carry your packages in, the person at the grocery store, those people that helped you at the bank, all of that. Yesterday I was trying to work on. I went to the bank for